We start the same place we do everywhere, with everybody. Giggle. Take me through how you went from, wherever you want to start. How'd you go from Autumn to becoming at Giggle Autumn, partnered streamer? Last I looked, we're pushing right about 5,700 followers, and I mean, you had
We
a
hit
heck
that
of a.
today. Don't worry.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a
Don't
heck of a stream
Yeah, we
today.
were almost at like 200 like all day. It
Oh
was
my goodness.
kind of
Just
nutty. Kind of
well,
nutty.
this is gonna be such a good story. I can't wait to get started. Why don't you take us back to the beginning?
So Giggle Autumn is not honestly the most amazing name that it came about though. I think I was like a freshman in high school and I was like, I want a new gamer tag. So I posted it on Facebook. Someone helped me. And this girl was like, you should make it Giggle Autumn. It's nothing fat. It's literally not an exciting name at all. I've had it for
come on now.
like 8 years now. And it just is stuck. It's me. It's fine.
So what were some of the first games that Giggle Autumn was stomping on people with?
So I used to slap my sister around back in some Tekken.
Right.
Nice. She got so upset she scratched up the disc so we couldn't play anymore.
Oh man.
Years passed. Used to slap her in some Mario Kart. Was always slapping. Didn't matter what it was.
Right. Love it. Love it.
And then my dad got Call of Duty 4 when it came out, and I was like, this game is awesome.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I remember.
So me and my dad,
OG
we would like,
4.
yeah, me and my dad would like swap between matches. So like we'd take turns playing.
Yeah.
Except if it was shipment, I wasn't allowed to play. He was only allowed to play on shipment.
Really?
So yeah, 30.
Any reason
whatever,
for that?
Dad.
Any reason?
Because it was
for
the
that?
best map. It was the best map, so he got to play on it.
Yeah.
Fine,
I mean,
it's okay, Dad.
he's your dad. He's gonna pull rank right every once in a while, especially when it comes to shipment on COD 4.
I was legit kind of goated though back in the day.
Yeah. How old were you
Yeah,
back? How old were you?
This
when
was middle school.
The
Middle school.
The
right?
goatness began. A prodigy was born. A prodigy was born, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness.
Sorry, yeah. And then my dad would let me skip school on new Call of Duty days. And we would go to the opening premiere, we'd wait in line. And that is why I'm such a sweat, right? Day one grinder.
Yeah.
It was instilled in me from a young age. You must push for leaderboard. Yeah, right. My dad, he was really supportive. He's like, Autumn, you can stay home from school too. Miranda, my twin sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people don't know I have a twin. I do have a twin.
Okay.
She would have to go to school still, but I gotta stay home.
Oh man. It's just cruel. That's just cruel.
Yeah.
So from that point
I was
forward,
always a shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
like shooters. That was my games. Like when Overwatch came out, I was playing that heavy. I did decide to try and stream Overwatch on Twitch.
Okay.
For about a month. I made it. This was in I think 2016. I tried to stream. I was 20 years old. I was not the most confident in myself.
Sure.
And the negativity on Twitch was too much. It got to me. I had to stop. Like just a month of me barely even being exposed and the toxicity. Right. I was like, I can't do it. I gotta. It's not. It got to me. So I was like, okay, we're gonna step back. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then.
What courage though, as a 20-year-old? What courage as a 20-year-old to like put yourself out there, right, on Twitch?
Yeah, like
in front of all these just keyboard warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I just couldn't.
Yeah. So we stopped, and this was, when did you say this was? The first run at Twitch?
2016.
2016. Okay.
A while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
2017 maybe. I don't know. It was a while ago.
Yeah. So I mean, all things considered, not a great start, right? Not a great experience.
No, just streaming, and I was like, you know what, we're done. This isn't for me. I always wanted to, and just the confidence, I didn't have it.
Sure.
That's okay.
Okay. So
and then years later, I'm still gaming. Don't worry. Like my life is competitive gaming. I was into Overwatch heavy for a long time. Apex came out, played it just off stream because I wasn't streaming then.
Yeah.
And then August 2019, one of my really close friends, lovely woman, she messaged me and was like, "Hey, Ninja switched to Mixer. You should give it a try." And I was like, you know what? Okay, we'll try. I was playing Destiny at the time too. I was pretty heavy into Destiny and Arc. And so that's what I started out streaming, and I was just hooked. Like every single day I streamed like just at my dining room table with like through the app. Like the webcam that I bought when I tried on Twitch, like nothing fancy at all.
Right.
And I just didn't stop. I've taken one day off since then.
Yeah. What made the, obviously, I mean, maybe it was just the less amount of toxicity, but what made that experience just so fundamentally different than the first time?
I have grown so much as a person
Sure.
since I tried on
Sure.
Twitch. I, I don't believe those things that those people say. They're on the internet.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know that I'm not some fat piece of garbage that some random 12-year-old is telling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't believe it at all.
Yeah.
And people were kind though on Mixer, like just
Yeah.
coming off the bat. Like I have someone that followed me, no joke, on the first day that I streamed. That was literally my stream today. They found me
Seriously, let's give that person a
playing
shout out.
Destiny.
What's that one's name?
We call him Coconut. He has like 800 accounts.
Okay.
But he'll come in and he'll flex his follow age, and it was legit the first day.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And he still comes in, and people were just so kind to me.
Yeah.
And they always are. And like if someone comes in my chat, like even then, but now more than then.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone says something mean, it's instantly like, don't say that. Like she's a
Right.
good person. People have my bag. And
Yeah. Oh man,
that's empowering. That is feels.
It's I admire you so
feels
much
good.
for doing that. I mean, I mean, if there's one thing that being a streamer is, it's exposure. I mean, you're putting yourself out there. You're basically saying, all right, you know what, this is me. This is who I am. I mean, hell, your name is in your name, right? Your name is in your gamer tag, right? This is me. This is who I am. I'm gonna, step outside my comfort zone in a big way, right? Especially with where you were probably at 20. And then just to get beaten down like that, and then to even have the courage to come back and take another swing at it. I mean, that's amazing, Autumn. That takes a hell of a lot of courage to be able to do that.
And that was awkward at that age too. Like I moved out when I was 18. I moved to Virginia. I got married at 18.
Okay.
So, Pinky the Penguin, everyone knows him.
Yeah.
And I legit knew no one. I had no friends. I knew no one. I sat in my apartment
Oh, man.
playing video games. So like obviously I had no like social skills. So to like throw my stuff on Twitch, it was like, okay, I can't do it. I'm too awkward.
Yeah. But then we decided to give it a go, and remind me. So you started in, I want to say you said August, right?
Yeah, August 2019.
Yeah,
it was like the beginning of the month.
Not even, I mean, we're about 9 months from there, right?
Yeah.
August, I mean, you have had just a boom to the top, to where you are, right? I mean, to start in August of 19, to then be, I'll kind of hit the high points, to then be partnered in, you said February, I think.
Yeah, February. I got partnered.
And
February, what was it? February 12th, I applied, and I got it February 14th.
Wow. And then, fast forward to today, we're pushing 6,000 followers. And I mean, you are just scorching the earth. I mean, that's got to feel so good, especially a stream like today where you're coming off almost 200 viewers.
It was like all day too.
To think back to that first experience. I mean, how does that feel getting off a stream like that?
It is crazy. Like me and my husband talk about it all the time. It's just like how at that first month, it was like, I'm like, Christopher, please put a tab up for me. Like I had my phone up and I'd have a tab open for myself so that I had like 2 views.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And I'm like, okay,
everybody's done that. Absolutely.
Like, okay, I need this extra view. Like, okay, I remember when I would hit above 10, I'd be like, yes, we're above 10. Let's go. I would just get so excited.
Oh, the kitty. Let's go.
Yeah.
That one often makes an appearance. I mean, that's she's in your logo too. The inspiration behind the logo. Yeah.
My baby.
So I mean, how did that happen? Take me through take me the story. So we launch in August. Take me, what happened between August and February? What were some of the big things that happened?
It was pretty just like steady, honestly. Like I got my occasional hosts, all of that up until like January 1st, we hit 2,000 followers. Obviously I can remember it because it was literally January 1st. I remember I was like, can we hit it before New Year's? We didn't, but then January 1st we got it.
Right.
And then I never can remember. I should have looked up when PAX South was, but I was home. I happened to have the weekend off, so when I have the weekend off, I legit stream nonstop. I'm crazy. And what was I saying?
PAX South.
I was playing with my boy Uni earlier that day, and then we were playing with his friend Mutt Guru, which Mutt Guru, he used to work for EA.
Yeah.
And he knows some people. All right, he's pretty like Twitter famous. He's up there. he tweeted that I was streaming and put it out there, and like Uni gave me like a pretty good host that day. So I was sitting like 100+ views for the day. So I was like,
Sure.
okay, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm just streaming, doing my typical streaming thing.
Yep.
And then I get told that I got put on the screen at PAX South because like my chat was getting flooded by people saying they were watching me. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, what? And like Steinkin, for anyone that like actively follows like Mixer stuff, Steinkin, he's pretty big. He doesn't work for Mixer anymore. He works for Xbox now. So he's still like, you know, kind of know. But he came over to my chat, followed me. He like sent a tweet at me. I was like freaking out. Okay, because he was an employee for Mixer, and I want to be a Mixer partner to get put on the big screen, to get acknowledgement from them. That was like, felt like such the turning point for my streaming
Absolutely.
career.
Absolutely.
That, and then like from that, I gained like 1,000 followers in less than a month. It was crazy for me to be like 2,000, and I got 3,000 so fast.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
And this was PAX, so probably what, third weekend in January, right?
Yeah. It was crazy.
And we get that just turbocharge, right? Just that massive boost. Talk to me about kind of how you approached the partnership process. Like, what were some of the things that you were focusing on? Was it really just kind of doing your thing? Or what were some of the things that you felt like you had put in place that you really felt like you were able to maximize?
I've always felt like I've been very good with chat, and I know that people are always telling me, okay, you need to make sure you're good with chat. That's something they look on. But that is something people have told me before that I am really good about, and I was like, okay, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
My concern was I wanted to make sure I had a logo and all of that done. So I had my guy in place, and I was waiting. I was waiting to hear back from him, and then one night I just had like, I don't know, I felt like I had such a good stream, and something told me, I was like, I need to apply. Like, I felt it. I don't know why that night. I just had to, because we've been talking about it. I was trying to wait to get my average views up to 35+.
Okay.
That was my goal, I think it was.
Okay.
I think we were at 44, and I was like, okay, I don't know why I was pushing it off. I was just so like nervous. Sure. I was nervous. I was like, I don't want to get denied and then have to wait 3 more months of like work so hard for it.
Right.
And I was like, you know, if it happens to a lot of people, so that's okay. I'll be fine. But I did it. I told no one except my mods, my husband. I told no one. Okay. Because I didn't want to tell people if I got rejected. I'd feel so bad. I was like, you know, we're just not going to tell anyone.
Right.
It's fine.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. And then I got an email the next day saying, okay, we need your mods to, like, they just need my mods to make, like, a verification thing. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll hear back from them eventually. I had my mods. I'll do that.
Sure.
And then the next day after that, I got an email while I was at work. I was sitting eating lunch in the dining room. Got an email. And it said, Mixer partner decision. And I was like,
ooh, that was the title of the email?
That was the title of the email. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to vomit. Like, I was like so nervous. And it said, congratulations. I was like, oh, I started screaming at work. I was freaking out. I like, called Christopher to tell him. I wanted him to be the first to know. Obviously, my coworkers knew first because they were sitting right there. And I'm like screaming. And I got patients looking at me like this chick's a psychopath.
Sure.
It's fine. And then I like went into the storage room and I called my sister. Like I did our group chat and I was like, I need everyone in here. I need them all. And she's like, what's going on, Autumn?
So
like,
cool.
I got it. I got Mixer partner. And she started screaming with me. It was
and that was less than 48 hours from when you applied.
It was like it was Wednesday night I applied. Friday afternoon I heard back.
Wow.
Like what?
Wow. What do you think it was? I mean, maybe they've told you since, but what do you think it was that like it was just such an instantaneous decision?
Joke.
Have they given you
feedback?
legit
asked them.
Good. I think you should.
I legit asked them.
Tell me why I'm awesome. Tell Giggle why. Hey, tell me why I'm great.
I was like, I know this. I don't want this to sound weird. And I was like, but I really want to know, like, why? Like, why did I hear back? And I was like, I know it was just such like a humbling experience. I was like, why was I chosen? And it didn't seem like she like truly knew why. She was like, oh, they clearly did like your content. They clearly did, like you. And she just only had like positive things to say. It was like, you have a Mixer manager,
right?
Like when you become partner,
right?
And she's so sweet.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking that
I had
question. If
to.
anything, you're looking to capitalize on strengths. Like, tell me what I'm doing great. I'll do more of that. Right?
Yeah, I was just wanted to know, but I think it did help that I already had an employee Steinkin like already come in, follow me, and actively know who I was.
Sure.
I did
Sure.
think, and I know I had a few partners that did put in a good word for me,
Good.
like sniping for Dom. I'm sure you know him.
Yep. Yep.
He did put in a good word for me.
Fantastic. Yeah.
My boy Uni had my back. You know Uni.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Uni. And then
Yeah.
Magster, she's been like a huge supporter of me since
Yeah.
the first time I ever met her.
Yeah.
I've just had like partners on my side.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's just nothing more than a testament of your ability to, I mean, be who you are, be authentic, be transparent, and really be able to generate some really just strong, authentic connections with people. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of people to be going to bat for you because I mean, they're basically they're putting their name and their brand on the line by being
Yeah.
like, this girl needs to be partnered. Wow, that is fantastic. That's got to feel good when you think back to that.
It,
Think back
it
to that
did.
moment.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like the love that I like was shown when I told everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that jumped off the page to me is, again, you're doing all this while, I mean, having a full-time job, right? I mean, I don't think many
Yeah.
people are even, that privy to just what your schedule is and the kind of demanding schedule that you pull off. And I mean, explain a little bit about like right when you were in the middle of the grind, right? What the weekly schedule look like? Like break down just, I mean,
Oh
Monday,
yeah.
Monday to Sunday, just hit the high points. How did you go about, working a full-time job, right? Being married, and then also, the demands of streaming. What did that schedule look like, and how did you juggle all that?
So on a day that I work, I wake up at 8:40. I would
Yep.
normally try and work out before I go to work, right? Because I'm lazy most days. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so on days I work, I'm like, okay, I'll have to fully commit. I'll work out before. I have to leave work, be there at like 10:30, right? I do
Right.
that. I get off at 7. So normally I get home at like 7:15. My
Mm-hmm.
husband is freaking amazing. And
Yeah.
seriously, through all of this, he would make sure I had dinner when I got home, ready
Wow. Yeah.
to go. Like he was insanely supportive of
Yeah.
all of this. Like I don't think a lot of people have understood how much he has helped.
Yeah.
But he would make sure I had something to eat so that I could go live at 8 every single day. I would stream until 11 because I wanted to make sure I got off at 11 so that I could spend 2 hours with Christopher.
Yeah.
Yep. So then I'd go to bed at 1 a.m. We'd redo that
Wow.
the next day. And then
Wow.
on my days off, I would seriously like wake up. I'd start stream at 11 and I'd end at 11 because I knew that I didn't have many days that I could stream a lot of hours.
Sure.
And I
Sure.
wanted to grind. I wanted to
Wow.
give people content. And I had, so like, it was hard to find time to work on stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I managed it. It would normally be on the days off. I would like try to get up early, try to
Wow.
work on something
I
to
mean,
get it going.
to put that in perspective, right? I mean, you're working a full 40-hour week, right?
I work 32 hours.
32,
That is
okay,
what
still
I
full
do,
time.
yeah.
So 32
Yeah,
hours a
yeah.
week. And and then how many hours a week were you putting in streaming?
Oh God,
Yeah.
over 40, over
Wow.
40 in
Yeah.
a week. I would put
Yeah.
in.
No, I mean, I think people need to really hear that and like understand that because I think there's a lot of wisdom in what you did. I think for a lot of people that are considering, hey, I'm just going to quit my job and cut off my source of income, to
Oh
pursue
no.
streaming. I mean, I would caution against that. I would actually strongly advise against that, right? Because I mean, it's hard enough to stream. It's hard enough to then deal with the financial pressure that comes with that
Yeah,
as
I
well.
didn't want to have to worry about that. That's for
Right.
sure.
And I think it's incredibly, incredibly wise to be able to stream and to be able to do and to be able to hone your craft and to do what you do without the Jesus, am I going to make enough this week? I mean, that's just so taxing. And so 32 hours a week, full-time job, another 70 to 80, call it 70 to 80 hours a week.
Yeah, like
Wow.
every week.
Yeah.
I'm telling. I took one day off. I'm trying to, and it was because I had like the worst day at work. And I was like,
Yeah.
I can't stream tonight. I was like, literally, I think I like came home in like tears. I was just had the worst day. I was like, I can't stream. Like, I
Yeah.
will not be able to give
Yeah.
like a good enough content for you guys. I just
Well, that's another good conversation too. It's like, I mean, with your job and with what you're doing, um, we all have bad days. We all have rough days at work. And
Yeah.
so I mean, you would find that there were days where it's just like, you know what? I can't bring the best me today, so it's just better to take care of myself.
I sent out a tweet. I was like, guys, and I know like a few of my followers, they even told me like mental health, like that comes
Yeah,
first. You got to take care of yourself. And like the
100%.
past month, I know that my streams, like I have felt it, like they've felt like I haven't been able to give the full me,
Yeah.
and I could feel
Yeah.
that I was just stressed so hard. My job like was
Yeah.
mentally draining me
Yeah.
to the point where I could feel that my stream was being affected, and I didn't want that. But it was like I wasn't in the right headspace.
Sure.
And when I put in my 2 weeks, like even one of my mods told me, he was like, I could tell the difference
So
in
you've
how
put in
you
your 2 weeks
felt
now.
that day. Yeah, June 1st.
June 1st.
June 1st will
Hell
be my
yeah.
last day at work.
Hell
I am
yeah.
going full content creator
I
full
remember the
time.
first time. So
It's scary.
I started my company when I was 23, and I gave myself 3 years to make it full time, and I did it in about 16 months. And I remember the day that I got to sit down with my employer, and we had a great relationship. It wasn't, like a, middle finger wave on the way out or anything like that, but
Oh,
we had a great relationship, and he was happy for me. And that feeling, Giggle, there is nothing like it, to be able to
yeah.
say, I did this thing and I am able to replace and to be able to do, and now those 32 hours, I mean, I sincerely hope that 15 of those just go back to you and personal time and stuff like that, and then maybe the other 15 into streaming. But
Oh
make
yeah.
sure that balance that you experience, it's always so important. How did you know it was the right time? I mean, that's a heck of a
Um,
conversation we stumbled upon here. How did you know it was the right time?
I I've been wanting to do it. I definitely been wanting to do it. I
Sure.
got a new boss, and it was getting really bad. I
Yep.
actually had contacted someone about filing a report about harassment. My boss,
Really?
it had gotten really really bad. She was out to get me
Oh
to
man.
the point where I was coming home just like mentally drained. It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I'm someone that doesn't like. I don't talk bad to people. I don't not do my job. I do my job. Like I come in, I do what I'm supposed to do. You ask me to do something, I'm not gonna argue. I do it.
Right. Right.
Okay. Like
Right.
I'm there to work. I'm there to earn a paycheck. Okay. Who I am. She was having me in there every day telling me something I did wrong. Well, you did this wrong, you did that
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, what I haven't done anything. She was making me sign stuff saying I did all this. Like I was getting warnings and written up. And I've worked there for 2.5 years. Not once have even had a verbal warning.
Yeah.
And then this chick comes, and all of a sudden, I'm like the worst employee. Like, what
Right.
the heck?
Right.
It doesn't seem weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah.
Like, I don't have to deal with that.
That's got to feel so good, and it's also got to feel so good too. I mean, this is something that you created from air, from nothing, and now it's in a situation where support your family, and that's got to feel. How's that feel?
Amazing that I
Yeah.
don't have to like stress about it. I can go do
Yeah.
something that I love every day instead
Yeah.
of just being so sad when I get home and having to go to that crappy place. Like I just
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah. All those 72-hour weeks don't seem too bad now, do they? Now that you can
No,
walk
because
away.
I can make my hours. I can be able. I haven't had a Christmas off in a couple years, so that's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
Oh,
I'm
hell
gonna
yeah.
gonna be
Hell
home for
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah, all the benefits of being self-employed. One of the biggest ones is, I mean, you decide it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of self-motivation and accountability, but the flexibility is one of those things that you really come to value. And the ownership of your time is something. I think that's got to be, a lot of the people that watch this show, and have seen a lot of the other episodes. I think those people that aspire to be streamers. I think that's got to be one of the bigger things, that they're really pushing for, is just, I want to be able to decide what I do with my time.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah.
That is something. I like that. If I want to go see my family, I could be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna take a few hours off today and we can go out.
Yeah.
Like it's nice.
That is
Obviously not
amazing.
right now during the pandemic, but
So obviously,
That's okay.
with you getting that many recommendations and just strong, strong word of mouth referrals from from other partners to Mixer, I mean, you probably know a thing or two about networking and about building these relationships and about building, I mean, just these really strong relationships that have obviously paid dividends for you. How did you go about doing that? I mean, sniping for Dom, Magster, a few of the other ones that you had mentioned. I mean, these aren't small fish in
Yeah.
this very very big pond that we live in. How did you go about doing that?
So, how I met Maxer, she like just randomly hosted me one day,
Okay.
and we've like talked about this. She said that I was like yelling, like typical me, right? I'm yelling, being all obnoxious,
Right.
typical. And
Right.
I yelled that I mollywopped someone, and her and her friend both said, "Did she just say mollywop?" And they just like fell in love with me
That's
instantly. You know,
fantastic.
and so
Yeah.
that's where the Lady Squad was born. And
Okay.
we just like all clicked. We just have so much fun playing together. And I love her community. I love her. And so I never once went in there like, oh, shout me out, do this. It's like I love her and I want to
Yeah.
support her and her community and what she has going. So I would show love to her, and that in a way is networking by wanting to
Sure.
support another content creator and do what you can, be active in their chat. They're gonna most likely want to help you back. It's not the reason why you should support them,
Right.
but it is a way to network just by showing that love and support to other
Yeah.
content creators.
What
Like
are
with Uni,
Sure.
me and him just like I was suggested to him by Evans. He changed his name to Cynic Evans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That Evans.
Yep.
Yes, he's the one that linked me up with Uni, and like me and Uni instantly clicked the first time we played.
That's amazing.
And then it was like every day we played together. He's just what he stands for, his values are
Sure.
exactly what I agree with. He's a
Sure.
good, solid guy. So you just mesh communities and you
Yeah.
grow together, and I think that's the way to do it.
I think there's a point in there that you said too of finding other like-minded people, right? That was a really good point that you just said. There's finding other like-minded people who share a similar set of values, because then networking is really, it's just nothing more than relationship building, right? And what fosters connection between people, right? And almost always it's a shared set of values or a shared set of beliefs or a philosophy to which we live our life. And if you can find a bunch of people that share that vision, I mean, I think that probably speaks to your community and why your community is the way that it is. It probably speaks to also why you have these relationships with other, kind of heavy hitters in the industry.
I just want to have positive love with everyone. That
Yeah.
has like been my thing, and I like any toxicity. We normally just try to get rid of it out of my chat.
Yeah.
We don't like any of that.
Yeah.
I just want people to be happy and feel it's a safe place for them to
Yeah.
act themselves.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like, generally when I hear somebody say, a big value of mine is being positive, making sure everyone feels welcome. Where did the motivation for that being kind of the brand? I mean, it helps that your name is Giggle Autumn, right? Hard to be super negative if your name is Giggle Autumn, but why that being such a big part of your community? What was the motivation for that? Or was it a personal experience, or, how did you go about crafting that?
Like I've experienced before with people where like I've played with people that have, that were a little toxic. They would
Sure.
send out hate messages. They would do things just to be funny.
Yeah.
But in reality, it could be extremely hurtful for whoever you're saying that to.
Yeah.
You don't know that person's story, what they could be personally going through at that time. Not everyone is in that state of mind. Like, when I was on Twitch, I wasn't in the right place to get those hate mail. Some people might not be in that right headspace to be saying that stuff. You have no idea how that could affect an individual.
Yeah.
So just be nice. There's no reason to sit there and dog someone and say they're garbage at a game that they could be trying. That could be their first time.
Right.
You don't know what that person could be going through. They could have like lost a parent that day or something. Just be nice to them.
It sounds like the motivation for that came from quite literally your personal experience right away. The way things first went for you, and it's like if you can be the person that makes sure that those people feel like they have a place. I mean, that's a powerful message. Autumn. That's a powerful
Like we
message.
we all joke around and
Oh, sure.
mess with
Yeah.
people. Like there's like a point like, oh, you're bad, you know, you're joking, but like there's a clear joke point between like where it's a joke and then where it's like, okay, that's
Yeah.
hurtful.
Yeah. How have you dealt with, we had talked a little bit in the pre-show. How have you, have you experienced some of that toxic nature from the industry? And again, this isn't,
Yeah.
this isn't gotcha media, so we're never going to name names
Yeah,
here. But
yeah.
I think as I've said before on the show, the situations, there's massive teaching points from that. I mean, what's been some of the, I guess we'll call it pushback from the industry or from other people in the industry? How has that gone over?
I've had people talk like since I've been a partner, I've had another partner talk negatively of me on their stream. I've said really mean things. I don't know how people think that that's not going to get back to people. You
Yeah.
have a VOD. People will find out. People
Right.
like me, so they will tell me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that. I've had people lie, telling partners that I've said things that I didn't. Go watch the VOD. They don't talk negative about anyone on my chat. I'm not going to verbally say your name, so good luck.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
I've had, before I was a partner, I was going to apply. I had someone tell me there was no way I was going to get partner over them.
What do you think in your opinion?
And it was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, in your opinion, you've been around long enough now. I mean, what do you feel like what's their motive? Or where is that coming from when people are acting that way towards you? And, I'm sure some of these people you haven't even said 2 words to.
I don't know why people have done that. The one that told me that I wasn't going to get partner over them, they did not get partner and are still not partner. And I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, why are you even saying that to someone?
Yeah.
Like, that's so mean. And they were like telling me how many embers they have and stuff. And it's like, don't sit there and tell people the money that you've made from streaming.
Yeah.
Just keep that personal. You don't need to.
I've always
flex that.
I've always been somebody, maybe you can agree with it. Maybe you can agree or disagree or not. But I've always been somebody who's felt like you're going to get in return what you put out in the world, right? It's kind of called the law of attraction. I'm sure we've seen it's a kind of a trendy topic now, but it's really been around, like the philosophy's been around behind it for a long time. And I do think it's ironic that, it's another example of, you're somebody who your value is promoting positivity, making everyone feel included, making everybody feel like they're valued. And in return, the world has provided you with the same thing, right? The mixer community, or really, just the industry itself, has provided you with the same thing.
You hope.
Well, I mean, it's already happened, Giggle. Look what you are.
I
it's already
people,
happened.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most people are pretty basic to me.
Versus those individuals who promote negativity, right? Being exclusive, right? And trying to find ways to devalue people. Interesting enough, those people haven't been shown the same level of value that you have. Yeah, I think that's an interesting point for anybody that's trying to, has done that before or would even consider that. I mean, we have to keep our emotions in check and recognize that, like, as you said, Mixer's pretty small, right? Is that fair to say? It's fair to say?
Yeah, it is smaller than Twitch.
Sure.
Obviously, everyone knows that.
Sure. But word gets around, right? Word travels.
People know. And something I've always said, too, is there are some people that their thing is being toxic.
Sure.
Okay? That's cool. I honestly strongly believe that being toxic it will get you some followers and views because it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny for a minute.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think you will ever build a strong relationship and community by being toxic, because
I agree.
Who's going to feel comfortable to coming to you, to honestly open up to you and get to know you if they could be worried that you would make fun of them or use them as a joke?
Yeah.
As one of your little toxic jokes.
Yeah. Right? I work with a lot of very fortunate to work with a lot of like higher end sports teams, and we have this conversation a lot, especially when it comes to leadership. And essentially, like, this just kind of jog my brain a little bit, in that, I mean, as a streamer, you're the leader, right? Like, you are the leader. You set the tone. Like, Giggle, you are the leader of your community, right? And if we, one of the things that a lot of these, high level sports teams or just any group of people will really struggle with is if if people don't feel safe, they're not going to be themselves, right? Like
Exactly.
if people feel intimidated or threatened in any way, right? So you think about what that looks like as like a high level sports team, you get like clicks and negativity and poor performance all the way around because nobody feels safe to be themselves, which is exactly what you need to be able to do in terms of high end sport. This is no different, right? You, by creating such a positive, welcoming community, essentially what you're allowing is that community to be able to be themselves, and then thus they will feel more connected to you. That's brilliant. That's really smart. So I mean let me ask you this. I can only imagine that kind of the have people communicated that that's the value that you bring to them, because I think it's important to recognize, like, especially for you as the streamer, the performer, the leader, do you really understand what your value is to the people that come into your stream? What do you feel like that is? Or
Like,
has that been
I've had
communicated?
I've had so many people tell me that they felt so comfortable being able to talk about stuff going on in their
Yeah.
life, just like right in my stream, that
Yeah.
they felt like they could openly talk about it and no one would be rude to them or mean to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like that always made me feel good. And I've had people tell me that even as like a new player, I've helped them feel comfortable and have helped them just improve their gameplay, even stuff like that. Even that I am helping people get better at a video game that brings them joy. That always, I don't. That was
Yeah.
something that always made me feel so good. Like I have like screenshots of my phone, people saying stuff. Like I just, I like saving that
Yeah.
because it makes me feel good. Like
Yeah.
I've actually changed someone's life. I never thought I would
Yeah.
in like a positive way.
Yeah.
So
It's so cool. And I think too, you've really got the fundamentals down, right? You understand who you are. You understand what your brand is, and you've been very consistent with what that brand represents. Like when people hear Giggle Autumn, now they know what they're getting, and so you've really built a really strong foundation, right, for your stream, for your business. But you've also done something else of late, and that's you've really been an innovator in the space. You've really been able to innovate, and what I'm talking about is these tournaments that you've been able to throw and put on.
yeah,
And this is such a
awesome
cool
tournaments.
concept. And when I heard that you were doing it, I'm like, this is fucking brilliant. This is so smart. What was your motivation, or take me through kind of how that began? What was what was the motivation behind hosting these tournaments? How did the idea come about?
So, like, I remember it was like when me and Uni first started playing. He was
Yeah.
talking to me about how he wanted to do tournaments like he did on Fortnite.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's like basically I said he was like he wanted to do it, but putting up the money, it is kind of tough, like putting up the money for tournaments. I didn't really know how we would go about it or anything. I really didn't talk like more in depth with him about it.
Sure.
But
Sure.
then we had like a really good month, like for me financially, and I was like, okay, let's do a big giveaway. I didn't want to just be like, hey guys, come over, we're gonna give away $150. Person that enters wins. That sounds lame to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted
Yeah.
to do something fun. It was during the pandemic. No one can do anything. We're all stuck at home. I was like, you know what? Let's host a tournament. So I asked Uni, hey, you want to do this with me? Because it felt like it was his idea. He helped me, he brought it up. That's what made me think of it. Like, Uni, would you be able to, you want to do it? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we put it on. You just needed to be a sub, I think is what we did the first one. I don't remember what we did, but you needed to be a sub in either me or Uni's channel.
Okay.
And then you could join.
Yeah.
We wanted to just be a community based. We didn't want people to buy in. The reason why we did the subs because we wanted to be a community.
Sure.
We didn't want just
I mean, you're trying to return value to those that have returned value to you. That makes sense.
Yeah. So we did that. Uni ended up like having stuff going on. He was unable to attend it, so my husband
Sure.
was like, "Okay, I got you. I'll fill in." And that is where it has turned into me and Christopher doing it because he loved it. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of fun actually. We like bounce
Yeah.
off each other pretty well. And everyone loved it. They had so much fun.
Yeah.
Just people coming together. And that's why we decided to do the random squad tournament. Those ones have been like a huge hit. You've been able to, you get to know more people. You get to play with someone you might have never thought. Teams aren't stacked. It's just people in our community, people we know.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
Yeah.
Getting to watch, like, these people have literally never played together, just
Right.
play it out.
You essentially took like the community softball league or the community bowling league or beanbag league or whatever it is, and just applied it to your stream. And there's a stroke of genius that you had when the first thing that I liked that you said was, hey, I had a good month, so I had a little bit of cash flow left over after everything, and you reinvested it back into your business, right? Because again, a big aspect of this channel is, one, let's talk about what it is to be a streamer, and then two, let's talk about what it is to treat your stream like a business. And any good business, any small business only stays in business if they continuously add value to their customer base. And you identified, like a just brilliant person, it's quarantine, people need stuff to do, people need entertainment. Let's just do this and let's all have a good time. And you added so much value. And I mean, those are some of your best streams. You're having a good time while you're doing it. Man, that's incredible.
People have really positively how much they love it. Like
Yeah.
yesterday we had 4 mixer partners in it in the tournament yesterday.
Really? Good.
Yeah, we have more partners that want to participate. So it's like cool. Like these people that are part of my community,
Yeah.
they get to play with like more partners too. That's like pretty cool. Like you could potentially find another
Absolutely.
streamer that you could really enjoy bring in.
Yeah.
And we've decided too that we're not doing subs. Like you don't have to be a sub, because I don't want people that can't afford to get a sub feel like they can't participate. Because I understand money's tight for people.
Sure.
Yeah. All we ask is that you have a certain amount of hours.
Yep.
Just make sure that you are actually a part of my community.
Yeah, that's very...
Not just someone that wants to try to win some money. We've actually had now people sponsoring them.
Really?
Yes.
Like,
the last one was sponsored.
Like the whole thing? The whole prize pool
was
sponsored?
I haven't had to... Yeah. Yes, the last one, I didn't have to do the prize pool. It was sponsored. The one yesterday was sponsored. The next 2 were sponsored. Like...
Did you think back in August of 2019 that you'd be hosting sponsored, fully funded tournaments on Mixer?
Trust me. I never even thought I'd be good enough at Apex that people would want to watch.
Shut
me,
up.
Let alone that.
Middle school prodigy. I don't know if I can play a first-person shooter with Apex. Yeah,
right.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Bullshit flag. How did you talk to me about that process of getting sponsored, right? Or of negotiating? How did that conversation start? I mean, what a valuable conversation, right? Because there's a lot of there's a lot of people that are watching this that are maybe in that middle road of streaming where they've built an audience, they can get enough impressions to their channel. And in my opinion, I think you should really look to find sources of revenue from your stream or from your business that doesn't just necessarily come from your consumers, because there is value in building an audience. How'd you go about, or what did that process look like, acquiring those sponsorships?
So it was, I think was it the random? I don't remember which tournament it was, but we had someone that was interested, and sadly that did fall through. Like someone had contact me about wanting to sponsor it.
Yep.
And sadly it did fall through, but I had talked to my mods all about it, and Chelsea said that she would give us the money for that one.
Wow.
So that we didn't have to worry. So we did, when we wanted to advertise, but she did sponsor it, that she is the one putting up the money.
Yeah.
And people seeing that, I had people contact me. Them seeing, they were like, we would love to help out. We didn't even know that that was an option. So we were like, yeah, okay. We set up a Discord tab, and like we had so many people contact us wanting to sponsor it. That is why we were sponsored like 3 already. Like it was 3 before we even did the first one. 3, like,
yeah,
which is crazy that many people were like, we love what you're doing. We want to help.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
absolutely insane.
I think everything feels surprising and everything feels crazy the first time it happens, right? And then after it's happened, right? Now it's like there's a reason, Giggle, these things aren't happening to you by accident, right? And again, it really all started with you know what? I think people are at home. I think people could use this. Let's just do it. And then lo and behold, here we are. Right, 3 of them are sponsored. Well, so many of them are sponsored at this point. So impressive. That's so impressive. What do you? What do you think? What would you tell people who feel like they kind of hit a plateau, right? Because you've been on this grind and you've been going through this, and I'm sure that there were the hard days, right? You think back a little bit to the harder times. People that hit that plateau, right? Where and again, there's going to be that another burst of growth, but you got to ride that plateau a little bit. I mean, what's your advice for those people?
So when in the times that I felt like I wasn't like growing as much as like I had in the past, and like I've had my days where I'm like, oh, I just feel like I didn't get any followers, I didn't get any new people, or
Right.
we've all had those days. If I'm honestly feeling like that, like, okay, I need to do something, I go look at my stream. What can I add? What can I change? Is there something that because I want to bring in new audience, is there something that doesn't look as appealing? So I'll try to add in maybe like a different overlay, try to add in like I like to play with my stream deck, add in more stuff with that, add in some like commands maybe that might draw someone else in, try to add in more interactive things. Just something little here and there could that could be what you needed.
Sure.
Maybe change your bio, maybe change your picture.
That
change something if you feel like you are stuck. Because that could be what the determining factor. You never know.
Such good advice. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just what's in your control, right? I think a lot of people will get bogged down by the fact that, I mean, inherently people pushing the follow button, that's not in your control, right? We don't have any control over that. We can only control what we do and what we invest into our stream. You've just done such a good job. I mean, to see your stream just evolve, right, is really just a testament to, I mean, your work ethic, right, which was proven back with the 72-hour weeks, but then also just your ability to step outside yourself and take an objective look at the situation and say, what can we be better? Where can we be better at? And you had mentioned too, it sounds like you've got a pretty strong relationship with the mods in your channel. What can you tell me? What can you tell me about that relationship and how they support you?
Me and my mods are the closest. Like, I have the best mods ever. Like, you guys don't even understand. We have like a group chat. We all talk all the time. Like, after stream, we all watch Netflix together, and I love my mods. Like, you guys all know Tractor Troy. You guys know Chelsea and Silent and my sister. We just added Blaze. Our boy Blaze.
I love
Got
it.
my hubs.
What is it that they, where do you, if you could talk to them right now, what is it that you would thank them for?
The fact that they're willing, I say this to Christopher too a lot, but the fact that they're willing to do this for free to help me get to my dream.
Right.
Like how do you thank someone for that? To give their time to help me be able to focus on giving content and not worrying about just constantly looking at some troll trying to say something stupid. Like, they got it. They got it covered. They delete it. I don't even need to worry. It's like, you just can't. I don't know how. I've tried to show my love and appreciation to my mods. I do. Like, when I got partner, I got all of them a Giggle auto mug. I got their little mug. I know it's not like the coolest thing or like the most expensive thing, but I wanted to try and show them that I do love and appreciate them. But
what's possible for you? Like, what's possible for this thing? I mean, I think I know. I have my answer to that when I look at you and I see the way that you've gone about this and your mindset behind it. When you look to the next 6 months, I mean, what are some of the big targets? What are some of the big goals for you, with you and your mods in the channel, in the community? What are we pushing for?
My goal was to hit 10K though of my 1 year.
Okay.
And I'm thinking that we could do it.
For
my stream itself. It's like the path that we're going. We can definitely get there.
I think my answer would be, it can be whatever the hell you want it to be. I think truthfully though, I think, like from what I've seen, and we've had a lot of conversations on this show, and you're just getting started with this whole partner thing, and with where you are and the rate of growth that you've had and the way that you just go about things. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what happens with the channel.
I'm excited to see what we do. Now that I'm going full time, I got some changes. Got some changes I wanted to do.
Of course you do.
Try to change things, to change my schedule. I'm gonna try to upgrade some things.
Are you ready for the
Have
final four?
time now.
You do have you have
Yeah.
some time.
I have time now.
You ready for the final four?
Yeah, we can do the final.
All right, so the final four. So every show ends with these four questions. They are meant to challenge the streamer in a variety of different ways. Some of them she may have already answered. If she has, we'll just kind of make a nice little highlight on that point. But yeah, you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. Number one, if you could go back and change one decision you've made in your streaming career, what would it be and why? Go back and change one decision.
What I would definitely do is I would have upgraded things way sooner.
Okay.
If you can upgrade things, guys, do it. If you honestly,
Sure.
I wish I would have done this. I think I would be like further in my streaming career than I am if I wouldn't have just waited. Like I was waiting for so long to just like upgrade my logo, to upgrade like getting green screen, doing all of this stuff, just because I was so doubtful.
That's what I was going to ask you, right?
Into putting in that money. And I was just so nervous that, you know, what if I spent all this money and it was a waste? I just threw it all away. Now I'm like kind of broke. And it's like, you know, I was nervous. But sometimes you just got to take that leap of faith, believe in yourself, and just do it. And if you honestly want to do it, spend the money if you can.
I love it. Number two, if you were to restart your stream tomorrow from scratch, wipe everything, wipe it clean, what's the first thing you would do?
That one's hard.
So if you were to start completely over, starting completely over, what's the very first thing that you would do?
Very first thing. See, I'm just like stuck on that. Like I would have just started being able to start just like I probably would have started those tournaments sooner too, to be honest. And then I just like where my stream is. I like what I've done with it. Sure. I guess I would have done some of those changes. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the stuff I would have done differently. I wouldn't have waited so long to get an actual capture card. I would have just done it.
I love it.
I would have just done it.
If you had the power to change one thing about the streaming industry, what would that thing be and why?
The toxicity.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If there was a way that we could just like, if they would crack down on some of that more.
Sure.
Gosh.
What would be your suggestion about how to do that?
If you hear that a mixer partner is talking garbage about another mixer partner, like why is that not like addressed? That needs to be go watch the VOD, see it.
Yeah.
Because if Mixer grows as a whole, we all grow. Like, let's be honest. You want it to grow. We want Mixer to get more views. We want more people on it because it helps everyone that is streaming on it.
Yeah.
Let's support each other. There's enough people to go around. I promise.
I think
that's
got to be a big cause of that mindset, right? That scarcity mindset. That the more that Giggle gets, the less that I get. Right?
Yeah, I do honestly believe that some people are in that mindset.
Yeah.
That if this person's growing big, I can't grow big.
Right.
That's not true, guys.
Yeah.
You can still reach your dreams too.
That would be called the scarcity mindset, and that scarcity mindset is a one-way ticket to not being successful. Last one, and this is my personal favorite.
Okay.
What do you think sets apart successful streamers from those who give up, fail, or never get started?
See, we all hit our moments where you're not completely successful. Okay, we're all going to hit that, every single person. But if you keep giving up, you will never get anywhere. Some people, it takes years, months. Everyone has a different journey. And just because you haven't been discovered yet, does not mean you're not making good content. Yeah. That is something that I strongly believe. So just because today you only got 2 views, we all started there. It doesn't mean that a month from now, you're not going to have like 20. You don't know. People could blow up overnight.
That's true.
Keep doing you.
That is true.
And keep focusing on growing yourself as a streamer. You'll get better too. Yeah. Like just starting off, it's awkward. Okay? I get it. It's weird looking over at chat, getting used to it. Just doing all of it at the same time, it's like overwhelming.
Sure. But yeah.
You can do it.